Hey guys, this is Tim,
I'm Josh.
and we are Gamer Chat. Today we're gonna be talking about the different. We're not the difference, but we're gonna be talking about
Trailers.
gameplay trailers that kind of just portrayed gameplay, that portrayed story, and ones that just were just hype builders and really didn't do shit.
Or
So
games, trailers that kind of just didn't work.
yeah, like for first example, I'm gonna say, or Josh, do you wanna take the lead on this one?
Let's talk about trailers that did work. Trailers that really portrayed the story and the gameplay very, very well, and for what we wanted to experience. So, now when guys think of trailers, you guys think of like live action, probably
Yeah.
really cinematic. But not all good trailers are just going to be cinematic. While yes, a lot of really, really phenomenal trailers are cinematic. Um, one of them that portrays both, uh, one that probably people won't think of is Skyrim. Skyrim uses the in-game graphics engine to portray a cinematic.
And portrayed the story, and then portrayed gameplay as just like background, not as background, but like you saw a glimpse of like using basic combat skills, magic, healing, all that, and then you saw the story of you becoming the Dovahkiin, and
It's a pretty good trailer. It's a lot longer than I remember it being. I only remember the cinematic part. I don't remember the actual gameplay. But that was an E3 trailer, so it's kind of hard to find the full thing originally. But Bethesda was smart enough to put it out on their own YouTube channel. Um, Another game that worked really well for portraying the game for what it is as gameplay is Mass Effect 2. Because considering it is completely in-game footage, I don't think there's one thing in that trailer for Mass Effect 2, the original trailer, that wasn't in-game footage. So portraying Shepard as the default, default Shepard.
I mean they always use default Shepard in all the trailers.
That's what I'm saying. Like portraying him as that really kind of made it more generic and made it seem more cinematic than it was.
Yeah, with when using in-game trailers, like a lot of people kind of, I feel like it doesn't really make any expectations higher. Kind of just keeps it at a nice steady level,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore they can then work on just kind of showing off what they have already built so far.
I would say that this is my opinion, not really a statement that probably had a lot of back into it, but I feel if you are willing to put your trailer as just your in-game footage, you have a quality game.
Yeah,
You're willing to put your game to the test just to show it beforehand, not just like as a gameplay trailer, as the actual official trailer. That is the quintessential like flex on the game industry. Like if you were like with Skyrim, they decided, hey, we feel like our game's good enough, so let's put gameplay in there. Let's actually use gameplay. Mass Effect 2, by far one of my favorite Mass Effect games of all time. They decided to use all in-game footage. That's how good they thought their game was. I mean, it was great. It was a great game. And though, if you are able to do that and keep the hype, then you obviously have a good game coming. You don't have a game that's probably going to fall off. It's a very good game. It's a very easy going experience for the viewer because they already know what they're going to get when they buy it. Now, as for trailers that didn't really portray the game as well as they should have, but are really good trailers, but like Titanfall 2, by far my favorite cinematic trailer of any game ever. I don't know why, I get chills up and down my spine the entire time I watch it. It's just Cooper talking over footage of Lastimosa being a pilot,
yeah,
and it is just a phenomenal trailer. It shows you gameplay effects like wall running and wall jumping, the holographic people. You know, it shows you like it gives you like insight into the game, but it doesn't portray the game at all. It doesn't portray how it actually is. The story is not of Lastimosa. It has nothing to do with Lastimosa. He dies in the first mission. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But it's common. Everyone knows that now. So, the fact that it's just a cinematic trailer and not... It could have been a gameplay trailer. They really could have done that, and it probably would have worked just as well. But I think that if they would have done any other route besides this one now, it would have taken away from the experience.
Yeah. I will... And, another game that did really well with in-game cinematics was obviously Doom. Doom did everything well. Because I mean, really, there really has never been a story to Doom. I know the rebooted remakes of the game, there is somewhat of a story.
There's filler.
I mean, yeah, I won't say. I mean, there's a story now, and it will continue on to Doom Eternal, which I'm excited to play. But like, yeah, they use in-game cinematics. It was just beautiful. You know,
It's a great trailer. I've only watched the trailer like once or twice, and we just watched a bunch of these trailers recently. Like all those trailers that we're going to be referencing is we probably watched about less than half an hour ago.
Yeah, I mean, I know the first trailer for the Doom remake or the new Doom game was amazing. You know, it was just like someone talking about how they combined flesh and metal to create the cyber demon and all that, and then we see the cyber demon, and then the Doom Slayer just standing off. It's like, dude, fucking the Doom Slayer is badass as shit.
I think Doom did a really good job at portraying their game for how they wanted it to.
Yeah.
I think that if like I said before, Bethesda seems to be really confident in their games. They know that excuse me, people will play their games, so they're like, hey, let's just show them in-game footage because that builds hype for them. Another game that probably fell off after the trailer. I only played the game once. Tim kind of said he was very skeptical about the game in general. It was ODST.
I loved ODST's trailer. It was a live-action cinematic trailer. It was more of a hype builder. It didn't really portray any any gameplay, obviously, because it was a live-action game, a game trailer. But it was definite hype builder, and I did enjoy. I did enjoy watching the trailer. I did play the game. The game was not. It didn't live up to the hype.
It wasn't as good as you were hoping.
Yeah, but it was still nonetheless. It was a pretty good game.
I mean, I think all the Halo games in general are pretty good. ODST I only played once. I didn't really care for the game because it was like, oh, there's no. I was one of those people back when I was younger. I was like, oh, there's no Master Chief. I don't care.
Yeah.
But as I got older, Halo Reach is my favorite game, and Master Chief's nowhere to be found because it has nothing to do with him.
But it's like that. Like Reach is like right before Halo.
Yeah. So, I think that ODST's trailer was a phenomenal trailer. I think that's a really good trailer to have. If you're making like a first look at a game, and you just kind of want to get the game hyped, that's a trailer you want to make. You don't want to make it as the staple trailer. You want to put on another trailer that does better. But if you're just kind of like running low on concepts, or you're like starting the game up, it's good to use a cinematic trailer that has nothing to do with the game, and just uses live action and or the engine for the game, and you make your own trailer out of it because that builds up the hype. That'll make people want to watch the next trailer that comes out. So, as for cinematics and live action, Assassin's Creed is an amazing set of trailers. All the trailers from every single game have an amazing concept in them. They're all very story based.
I love the trailer for 3 and Unity.
3, I was so pissed because it looked like you were in the revolution, but you don't get to play it.
I mean, would you want to be part of the revolution?
Yes, that'd be so much fun. You're part of the French Revolution in Unity, but like they won't let you be part of the American Revolution. That's kind of bogue. But besides that, it portrayed the story of the game very well. It really showed what the game is about.
I've always liked how most Assassin's Creed games, the trailers usually do partake in like some major plot point in history, like some major.
Yeah. So like with Unity, it was the French Revolution.
With Assassin's Creed 1, it was kind of like the founding of the church and everything.
It was the churches taking over and abusing power and everything.
Yeah.
And then later in 2, it actually transformed into Italy when the Europeans finally started like, hey, we can abuse the church for money. And instead of them just taking over, they use it to control the government. Yeah. It was a really cool concept, and I've liked the idea of like brotherhood and everything. That also falls into the same timeline. And when you get into different games, like once you get past the Ezio series, you get into other time periods, like in Assassin's Creed 3, when it's the American Revolution, where you are no longer like the story kind of took a twist because you start out as a Hatham, which is a British person.
We don't want to. Let's not get into any spoilers for any people who have yet to play the game. But if you haven't played the game, get the fuck
Well,
out.
I'm not spoiling. I'm just saying like you originally play as Hatham, who is a British citizen. He travels to America. He does some things, and then
a lot of things.
And then later on, you stop playing as him. You play as Connor, or he's a Native American, and he is, he learns how to become an assassin. So the fact that they switched that over, and the trailer only shows Connor, it doesn't show Hatham at all, as far as I'm pretty sure it doesn't show him. But Connor is the main focus of the game, and it's really great. And I think that Assassin's Creed, taking that time period of taking like a Native American, helping the Americans in the Revolution, is a really cool concept. Even though it probably didn't happen the way that they portrayed it, because most of them were probably forced to fight.
Yeah.
But other than that, great concept, great idea. Using the time period to their advantage to show their new mechanics for their game, because nature was a huge part of it, so they had a better free running style.
Yeah.
So they were more fluid, more what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't
precise. More precise with their movements. So like when you were jumping through trees and everything, it was really good. It really portrayed how the game was supposed to be played in the trailer, because you were moving very fluidly in the trailer.
Yeah.
And then in the game, it kind of transferred over pretty nicely. Off of Assassin's Creed, though, other games that did well for story and were really good cinematic.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say a fan favorite of mine was Space Hulk Deathwing Enhanced Edition for the consoles.
Yep.
That trailer portrayed the story, the gameplay, and it was an amazing hype builder. So.
Yep, they did a really good job of portraying all three. I never even seen the trailer before that, and it kind of makes me want to play the game because it looks really good. And I think that if you have a game that you're willing to put out there, like I said before, with gameplay, because they have gameplay in there, that's a promising game. I mean, the game built up a lot of hype for me. I want to try it out at least. I don't know if I'm going to be playing it forever, but definitely going to give it a good shot. So, just going off topic a little bit, not really, but what do you want to see from trailers in the future? What do you want trailers to be?
For me, I'd like to see definitely a huge part of the story, so I know what is the point of the game, but definitely some important gameplay, because I just want to I want to know how it's gonna be. I mean, I don't want too many spoilers, because I want to when I get the game and see it, I don't already want to know all this and that. I want to have those elements of surprise, but I would like a little some teasers,
Yeah. So you want it to be more focused on the story and the gameplay, not really. Cinematics aren't as important to you.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, in-game cinematics are cool. If it's with games with World of Warcraft, their trailers have always been amazing. Their cinematics, all that has always been a mini movie that is mind-blowingly awesome.
Uh-huh.
So World of Warcraft already Blizzard knows what to do for cinematics. They've always had amazing cinematics. But while we're on the topic of places that have had good trailers or good cinematics, I'm gonna just say I want to talk about games that did Witcher 3. I'm gonna get into Witcher 3 right now. Did an amazing part of displaying the story. In their first original trailer, killing monsters, you learn the story is there is no more it's not plot based. You kind of create the story as you go. So you kind of choose to become a hero, or just cold-hearted villain that does whatever. And that was heavily portrayed in Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Killing Monsters trailer, and I loved that. That was probably one of my favorite trailers. And thinking back on it, games like that kind of portray just the story are very good, because then you pick up the gameplay as you go along. But I do like a game that just portrays mostly part of the story, and then does some little gameplay, with Star Wars: The Old Republic trailers. They portray the story. I remember in one of the trailers you do see some some gameplay because they have like the classes, you know, the Jedi, Smuggler, Clone Trooper classes, and you see how they kind of fight in the cinematics, and so you see like little tidbits of gameplay from them, as I'll say.
I think the biggest problem that I think with trailers in general
Yeah.
is that sometimes companies will make story trailers before hype trailers.
Yes.
They will make a game they will make the first trailer ever that they put out about the game all about the story. Excuse me. And then they won't hype up the game. So if you're just making a game that's all story based, and I get it, like if it's a single player game, it's all about the story. You want to get that across so people know what the game's about. But if you don't build the hype for the game prior to that, no one's gonna see it. Like the very first trailer that I normally see on a lot of games are hype trailers.
Right.
But that's also not their first trailer, which I think is weird.
See, that's something I will say. Like I mean, I don't mind it, but when a game you release a first trailer and it doesn't go over well, then you release other trailers that kind of build up the hype. Like I feel like, and I don't want to like put pressure on anyone, but if you're gonna release a trailer, you should make sure it definitely grabs out of three. It grabs one of the three. It grabs either the audience's like attention. Well, you want to grab their attention on no matter what. On either 3 points, either through hype, through the story, or through gameplay. Those are like the main 3 plot points of a good game trailer.
I think if you in a trailer, trailers are generally 1 to 2 minutes long, give or take.
Yeah.
If you don't capture the audience's attention in the first 5 seconds, they're out. They will stop watching the trailer. I don't watch trailers past the first 5 seconds if I'm already not interested. I'm like, I can't remember what game you showed me, but you told me to watch a game trailer the other day.
Oh, Greedfall.
And
There's like so many trailers for that one. I couldn't remember which one was the right one.
I just looked up Greedfall, and they caught my attention instantly. I don't know what it was about it, but maybe it was the graphics, maybe it was the idea that someone else brought it to my attention. It could be that too. It's just that like my attention. I watched the entire thing I watched the whole thing in its entirety. In one sitting, I watched more trailers after that because I was curious. If you can't grab my attention in the first 5 seconds or 6 seconds, then I'm not going to watch any more trailers by you. I don't want to see your game because you did a bad job at capturing my attention. So, like, if you can't capture my attention in the first trailer that I see, and that's the biggest problem is that you have to keep your attention throughout all the different trailers. You have to keep redoing that. You have to keep proving that you can keep the attention. Because what if the most recent trailer you put out is someone's first experience on the trailer?
Right.
So, if you put out 7 trailers, but someone finally sees the trailer on their 8th one, and you're now only about the story, and you're not really building any hype for it, and you're kind of explaining stuff, then you're going to lose their attention. You have to make sure that you're able to hype the game up in that time, while also, portraying the story how you want. So it's the initial hook that you really need to get on. It's that is an incredibly important part that I think a lot of trailers miss. They build up the hype towards the middle of the trailer, but not at the beginning.
Right. Yeah. No. I do love a really good trailer. I feel like the trailer's like the first part. Like with Dark Souls. Dark Souls has always had an amazing trailer. Dark Souls 2, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about 1 and 3.
We don't talk about Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 2's trailer, it really wasn't anything. They didn't explain this. They just went over the plot of Dark Souls. Really, like you'll die continuously and grow stronger. Like that was like, okay, that's basic fucking knowledge. Everyone knows you die in Dark Souls. You will die in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And that's what they went over. Like, oh, they had a cool cinematic, but that was it. They went over the plot of Dark Souls, which is just kill, die, grow stronger. That's the plot of Dark Souls, and that's what they went over. The trailers for Dark Souls, there were multiple trailers that were amazing. That they were awesome. They didn't explain anything. You just saw this cool cinematic. That was it. So it was a hype builder, but the actual in-game trailer, the actual in-game cinematics and stuff were just pointless. So Dark Souls 2, I don't give a shit about. But Dark Souls 1 and 3, the trailers for it were on point. you saw the story, you saw gameplay a little, because you got to see some magic spells. But Dark Souls 1 trailer, automatic hype builder. Like, Dark Souls 3, I fell in love with that shit. Seeing Yorm the Giant, like, just light up in fire, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Dark Souls 3 was an amazing tension grabber, amazing hype builder, and story builder. But Dark Souls 1, same thing. Dark Souls 2,
Not so much.
yeah, honestly. And then with Bloodborne's trailer grabbed my attention the minute I just saw it. Like, I was watching it, it kind of gave you that quick sense of horror, but I was so intrigued by it. It
Yeah.
didn't do. The trailer did dark, like Bandai Namco. Most of their gameplays, not gameplay, their game trailers do the game justice.
Mhm.
And then also with Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, that trailer was just mind-blowingly awesome.
No, I will say for how do you pronounce it? Sekiro, Sekiro.
I just
I think it's Sekiro. But either way, though that trailer, it was an incredible trailer.
Yeah, because
I mean-
the first trailer that came out, all we just see, a lot of people speculated it was Bloodborne 2.
Yep.
But then, like, it was an intention grabber. It brought, that's how they got you. They kept thinking, like, people kept watching it, kept clinging to the news, and then when they realized it's a brand new game, and then they saw gameplay footage, like, story and all that, they're like, oh my god, this is amazing. But they were able to hook onto the people's attention because, like, sometimes you don't even need like a 10-minute trailer. Sometimes you just need like a 2-minute trailer of just like showing a little tidbit,
I think
and then boom, you got people hooked.
I think another thing that we need to touch on is, while yes, all the things we're talking about is crucial for trailers, previous hype from other games always transfers over. If you liked old Assassin's Creed games, you are instantly going to watch the new Assassin's Creed trailers, no matter what your speculation is of it.
Yeah, I heard that the new Assassin's Creed game might be coming out in the Viking saga.
Yep.
Dude, Viking Assassin, hell yeah.
So, like, with the Dark Souls games, I'm assuming every single person who played Dark Souls 1 watched Dark Souls 2 trailer because they're like, oh my god, another Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But it didn't live up to the hype. Now, with Dark Souls 3 coming out, they probably still watched it even though they didn't particularly like Dark Souls 2 because of the first game. They had such a good impression on their first game. So, if you have a good initial trailer for like a good like ground floor for trailers in all your games, then no matter what, I feel like your trailers for other games will automatically get hype because of your previous experiences. So, like Titanfall didn't have I don't think the original Titanfall had even had a real trailer.
I have no idea. I didn't
Titanfall 2 definitely had a trailer, and it was such a good cinematic trailer, but it didn't portray the game at all. But when Apex Legends was announced, everyone freaked out, and the initial trailer for it was phenomenal. People loved it, and it grew the game a lot more than it probably would have if Titanfall 2 didn't do so well.
See, now here's definitely a series that didn't even need to try that hard, that they already had people hooked on. Square Enix's Kingdom Hearts series. The Kingdom Hearts series has so many games, but the minute they dropped Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, the whole world was in uproar because finally we are finally going to be getting one of the final pieces, the final installments of Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 3, that trailer had over probably so many views the minute it was dropped, because like Kingdom Hearts was an amazing game that captured the hearts of so many young players, and the trailer was amazing. Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, same reaction or even greater reaction, because it was a more in-depth game that had a lot more heartbreaking elements. But with Kingdom Hearts 3 that came out, it was just, they didn't even give a shit. They just basically did a full flash of the game. Like,
So, I'm going to say this about Kingdom Hearts 3. I worked at GameStop. The exact day after the trailer got released, we had run out of pre-orders.
dude, it's Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised people didn't start camping out in the store.
So, the reason for that Kingdom Hearts 3 selling out so fast is because everyone was so excited because it's been so long since an actual new installment of the game has been
Right.
made. But the problem is, 2 weeks later, we got returns. half of the games got returned because the game did not live up to the hype.
True.
That's one of the biggest problems. That if your games prior have been amazing, and obviously your new trailer is gonna have a lot of hype because it's been so long, or because your games are really good, you have to live up to that. If you don't, games get returned, games get traded in for. We probably had, I want to say, 100 copies of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Damn.
We got 50 copies back. We had
God damn.
we
dude,
had
for
we
Kingdom
had
Hearts 3?
10 collector's editions. 3 of them got returned.
What the fuck?
The game did not live up to the hype, and people didn't want the collectibles anymore because it did not live up to what it said. So, no, I'm not saying that for every single GameStop or every single company that's going to happen.
Yours?
It was our store in particular. For whatever reason, people didn't like the hype. I have no idea what happened at the other stores. I have no idea what happened at other places or with Square Enix. Did they make the game?
Yeah, Square Enix is like, an amazing game developer, so they make a lot of good games.
So I don't know what happened with them. I don't know what the views are on the game now. I know personally like Kingdom Hearts. I think it's way too cliche, and I don't like the idea of using Disney characters. It turns me off with the whole idea. That doesn't mean it's not a great game. I don't like the idea of it. It seems kind of, for lack of a better word, childish. Tim is staring me down with a death glare right now. But
You have chosen some hardcore fighting words there, buddy.
I don't think Kingdom Hearts deserved the hype that it got on 3.
You're like 5 seconds away from getting punched.
So
Shoot. Careful, bro. Careful.
I'm going to say this. I'm not surprised it got returned. I am not.
Fuck you.
I'm not surprised it got returned.
Fuck you. No.
I saw the trailer and it looked dumb.
How in the holy fuck could you think Kingdom Hearts 3 is dumb? I know. Okay.
Hi, I'm Sora!
That's not what Sora sounds like.
It's basically what he sounds like. He sounds like a 15-year-old kid who
He's
never
like-
went through puberty.
Well, sorry, Josh. He had a whole mystical timeline fuck up that kind of.
He's
really...
fucking Daffy Duck, alright?
I'm about to punch you, you motherfucker. You take that back. If anything, he's going for Goofy.
He's
'Cause
going
Goofy
for-
actually helps, unlike Donald.
Alright,
Because Donald's a little piece of shit who doesn't heal when he
I'm
needs
Donald
it.
Duck, not Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
I meant Donald. That was a mistake.
Donald Daffy.
But
I like
either
Daffy.
way,
But no.
on to another game, because Kingdom Hearts, we probably spent way too much time on Kingdom Hearts. We're going to have to get off of that topic, reel it back in. We gotta
Fuck
move
Donald
on.
Duck. Who the fuck would want to fuck Donald Duck?
Whatever her name is. The other duck.
Daisy?
Daisy Duck, yeah.
I mean, there's only 2 ducks there. It's like, same thing with Mickey and Minnie.
So,
Well, with Mickey and Minnie, there's true love there, so. But, okay.
so
Okay, let's move on. Yeah, let's move on, because I'm already...
a game that generated a lot of hype, especially around E3, was Cyberpunk 2077.
An
The trailer-
amazing game.
The trailer has nothing to do with the game. It's a hype builder. There's nothing wrong with that, considering that the game was scrapped in its entirety.
And then remade.
Yeah, and then remade. So
But still, some people still watch the original trailer, and I'm pretty sure they're still going to keep some of those elements into that game. But
yeah, so
Cyberpunk 2077 was an amazing hype builder.
and especially at E3 with Keanu Reeves, that shit built a lot of hype. It became an
That-
internet meme for about a month.
Still kind of is.
I mean, I still worship him.
Dude, you can't...
Okay, way off topic, but I watched John Wick 2 and 3 the other day. Love them. Keanu
Okay,
Reeves did such an amazing job.
How the fuck can you not want to worship... How the fuck can you not worship Keanu Reeves? The guy is a living god.
He's so humble. What a god. So,
I'm pretty
Cyberpunk-
sure
Cyberpunk-
if I was like down on my luck, he would like come up to me and go like,
he touches your shoulder and you just feel,
I don't
man,
know.
I'm rich. I have to be. There's no way I'm not.
No, he would be like, hey, you're gonna be okay, man. And I'll be like,
You know what? You're right.
let me shelter you, Keanu. I just want to hold you. I just want to. God, I love Keanu Reeves.
But
But no,
Cyberpunk 2077, I never played the original Cyberpunk game. I didn't know anything about it. I watched the original trailer of Cyberpunk way back when, and I hated the idea of it. I was like, that's a dumb idea. It looks dumb. It looks garbage. It's not good. But then I saw a new cinematic trailer for it when I worked at GameStop, and I was like, whoa, that's not the game I remember it being.
Yeah.
So obviously that game has changed a lot. They decided to do the right thing and scrap the trailers and scrap the game in its entirety and just start from scratch because they didn't like the way it was going.
Yeah. See, I will say another game that generated a lot of hype based on a previous game was Beyond Good and Evil 2. When that was released at E3, I think before the other one with Keanu. I think that was released
2018.
no, I think 17. No, it's like because
Because Keanu Reeves was 2019.
then yeah, 18. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it'd be
Beyond because Beyond Good and Evil 1 was an amazing game. I haven't. It's been a while since I played, but Beyond Good and Evil 2, when the trailer came out, everyone was like losing their mind. And then the first trailer came out, amazing. You got to see some aspects of some minor gameplay, made some story, and then another trailer came out revealing a whole new story. But with Beyond Good and Evil 2, I will say that it's like supposedly this game takes place at a different time because Beyond Good and Evil 1, Beyond Good and Evil 1 and then 2, apparently I don't think there's any connection.
I have no idea. I don't even know what those games are.
I feel like we should play them sometime soon.
Another game. If you're are you done with your topic.
Yeah.
Okay. So another game that recently came out was the Star Wars game. What's it called?
Jedi
Fallen Order. Fallen Order. The trailer for it looked really, really good. It was cinematic. It had aspects of the actual gameplay you'd be using, and it had the idea of the story portrayed properly. It was all around a great, great trailer, and I don't think it got the justice it deserved. I know the game that everyone wanted was not another Battlefront. I mean, let's be honest, 1 and 2 flopped, at least from EA, like the new ones. But having a single-player game for Star Wars, which is how Star Wars probably should be played, is in a single-player or co-op experience. No more than that. Online, it takes away from Star Wars.
Yeah.
It makes Star Wars the storyline vision that it is in LucasArts into a Call of Duty style game. So you can't really do the game justice. You can't do Star Wars justice if you decide to make it multiplayer. And I'm talking about online multiplayer, not co-op.
See, now there was, actually, I don't even want to talk about this game because I don't really have anything to talk much about because it was an old game that I used to play, Jedi, Star Wars, and Jedi Outcast that took place.
Oh, I have no idea about that game.
Yeah, that game kind of took place after Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi, where you just played as some Force user who joined Luke's school of like his new Jedi Order and everything and all that stuff. So that's, but I will say that Star Wars games have had a lot of bad reputation ever since, you know,
the new Battlefronts,
all that stuff. You know, since the takeover of EA.
I think that EA decided to drain it for money.
That's all. I mean, EA only cared about money because they were making money off, you know, NHL, all that other stuff.
Yeah,
so they said, fuck it.
I don't think that they should have taken over the Star Wars series like they did. I think they should have focused more on the actual player instead of the franchise.
I mean, I will say this right now, and I know this has nothing to do with our topic, but I will say, and we'll talk more about this later, I will say this right now, I feel like Jedi Fallen Order is finally like an actually good game made by EA. So
Well, it totally follows on the topic because the hype definitely built up to it then.
yeah, the hype built up to it. The trailer was amazing, and they released a trailer for a brand new Star Wars game that had you know Jedi's and all that, but had nothing to do with the main storylines or anything like that. It was a brand new story. They released a trailer for it, and everyone was like they knew it was Star Wars. They were like, oh, it's so amazing, so amazing. So what they did was they basically pulled what CJ Projekt Red did for Cyberpunk. They had the game, they scrapped it, and then remade it, and then boom, we have Jedi Fallen Order. And I love it. I love Fallen Order so much.
I think if you are ever going to make a game, still talking about trailers here, and you want it to be based off of like an already established excuse me, TV or movie series, you need to stray off from the main story. I'm so sorry, by the way, but
We're still getting over a cold, so hopefully you can respect that and love our cough.
but yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do that, you need to take away from the main story. You need to go off the main storyline and make your own story. Like make a world, use the world around you that's already created, but just make your own story in it, like Fallen Order did. Now I have no idea how closely the Fallen Order story follows.
I think it
kind
takes
of what Star
it
Wars does.
basically you play as the main character. I don't want to go into depth for it. I don't want to because I want to do. We're going to be doing the let's play for it and then another stuff. But basically, the main character you play as, he survived the Jedi Purge, so it takes place directly, not even that
After
long
Clone Wars.
after. Yeah, Clone Wars, the start
Okay.
of the Empire and everything. So basically, this I'm gonna say because he was a kid, like a Padawan during the Jedi Purge and survived it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this probably is taking place. I'm gonna say maybe before
It had to be before 3,
3.
because Clone Wars is 2. 3.
Jedi Purge is 3. Revenge of the Sith is the Jedi Purge.
The Clone Wars did the Purge.
No, Clone Wars is like in Star Wars. The Clone Wars. That's the start of the whole Clone Wars and all that.
No, I thought they did that. I thought that was the anime. Oh, maybe I'm getting shit mixed up.
We clearly need to watch Star Wars.
Yeah,
Josh.
I need to watch it again because I haven't seen. I haven't watched Star Wars in over 10
I got
years.
Disney Plus, so we can watch it sometime.
I want to see Mandalorian too.
That's a good show. Let's not get off topic. I will say Baby Yoda. Fucking love Baby Yoda.
I'm so mad that they don't want it to be. Disney trying to revoke all of the pictures.
Why have a creature that looks just like Yoda and not be Baby Yoda? That makes no sense. Like, don't. Stop. Let the fans have their let the fans fandom, for fuck's sake.
But we need to go back to what we're originally talking about, which is trailers.
Jedi Fallen Order definitely lived up to the hype. A game that I know definitely did also live up to the hype was definitely Detroit Become Human.
Mm-hmm.
When they released the trailer, it was more like kind of like a mini gameplay trailer, but it was amazing. Detroit Become Human, I fell in love with it. I loved how because it showed the gameplay and the story that you play as an android. They released 3 trailers for each of the main characters, and it showed like that no matter what, the choices you make define every single choice in the game. And they the first trailer was like a little release of like how's the main character, like one of your characters, like he'll do this, like you have to investigate, just decide what you want to do, and everything. It's like it was an amazing game, and it lived up to the hype. So Detroit Become Human was a definite success in my opinion.
Another game that I want to talk about that we haven't touched any Nintendo game so far. Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Oh my God, you're right. Breath of the
Wild
was like
it was mostly gameplay. It was all cinematics from the game, and I am playing Breath of the Wild for the very first time. I'm playing through it for the first time still. I know it's 2019 and it came out 2017, and everyone fucking beat it on Master Quest mode or whatever the fuck it's called. But I'm playing through it for the first time, and I'm still so excited. Every single time when I saw the release of Breath of the Wild, I was like, oh my God, the fact that you can like have an open world Legend of Zelda game in 3D graphics, that's amazing. That's a great concept. Because the last the last open world Zelda was Link to the Past, which really wasn't open world, let's be honest. I mean, you can go anywhere you wanted, but you are still restricted to where you can go and where you can't go. The last real open world Zelda was probably Adventure of Link, which is the second game that no one ever fucking played. So, having a 3D Zelda with really good graphics, especially for a Nintendo, really clean, really crisp graphics, that looks really good on the mobile Switch and on a computer screen or a television screen. It is an amazing feat that they produced a switchable handheld device.
Yeah.
First off, that's an amazing idea. That it really kind of just took the world by storm. It took the idea of the DS and mixed it with the Wii U. And so, the idea that Breath of the Wild lived up to its hype and was just such a good game, it didn't ever trick you. It never told you something that you couldn't do. You can literally do anything that you want that the trailer says you can. And you can do probably even more than that if you're clever enough. So,
Yeah.
with games, with Nintendo games, it's kind of hard to be like, oh, these trailers are good or bad because it's all family friendly, most likely. Like Yoshi's Crafted World or Mario Maker 2, it kind of really doesn't matter
Yeah.
because they're just kind of their own games. They're kid games, family friendly games. So the trailers themselves don't really matter to the storyline or anything because there's no real story. But Breath of the Wild is one of those few games that really needed a trailer, and they delivered. They delivered a proper trailer that really lived up to the hype. And Breath of the Wild 2, I'm assuming that's what it's called.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say this, like when they released the trailer, we saw that figure. I am positively sure it's fucking Ganon. Ganon is coming back. You know, that was his physical form. That was just like, because they said like after so many being defeated so many times, he lost the ability to maintain his physical form. So all that was just his essence. So I'm pretty sure like that was Ganon's physical form, and the story of that is gonna try and stop him from like becoming human or mortal again, or like rebuilding his physical form. But I feel like they're gonna they're gonna fail, but then they're gonna win.
I think one thing that we do need to go over in its own episode, in its own however long episode it needs to be, is the Zelda timeline.
Fuck that.
No,
that's like that's a whole day conversation.
I think we can.
No,
We can
that's
fit that
not
into
that's not
an
a conversation. That's a whole day argument.
No, it's not an argument. No, I think we should go over the Zelda timelines in one of the episodes as it's like a special.
All right, fine, we can do it, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, it can't just be us. We gotta bring in some experts.
No, we're going to bring in some people who know about the Zelda timeline and who are willing to work with it. And obviously, the Zelda timeline itself. First off, Breath of the Wild is not part of the Zelda timeline, is what they said.
That's stupid. If anything, it should be like the final. It should be the end.
But either way, do you have any more trailers you want to talk about?
I'm gonna say,
Because I don't really have any more trailers I want to talk about. I think we covered all the ones I really wanted to talk about.
yeah, I will say that I feel honestly we forgot to talk about one of the most amazing games that has amazing trailers, Halo, the Halo series.
Halo series, yeah.
Halo series, Halo 3 will always be hands down one of the best trailers of all time. But with Halo, they've always released an amazing cinematic. With Halo 5 Guardians, I felt somewhat conflicted because I thought it was like Master Chief, just he was done.
Yeah.
But then I got to see I read the Halo books, I read the lore, all the other stuff. So when I played the game and I saw Master Chief was reunited with his team again, his blue team, people who were with him when they all became Spartans, I was like, oh my god, it's amazing,
Yep.
But
go ahead.
But yeah, with Halo has always done a phenomenal job of creating a hype builder ever since Halo 1, the first Halo game. Halo 2 was amazing. Halo 3, breathtaking. Halo Reach, I could not wait. Shit.
Dropped his phone again.
You don't have to say again.
It's twice today now.
I didn't drop it on the podcast, so anyway, did not mean to drop my phone. Anyway,
Way to peek that.
Shut up. Anyway, Josh, without any further interruptions.
That was the first interruption. Your phone was. Hey!
What was it? It's a lightsaber. Lego lightsaber.
Anyway,
Halo Reach was a phenomenal trailer that explored, I feel like that was the first actual team-based Halo shooter, well, Halo game, not shooter, where you had people you could rely on. And then with Halo 4, it went back to, the Master Chief saga. And then with Halo, after Halo 4 and then Halo, what was that? They did Halo 2 remake or something like that?
no, it was the Master Chief Collection, and then they added 4 after it came out.
Yeah. And then, and I loved that game. I loved how, the whole remake for that game. And then Halo 5, where it was, you even got to see the trailer for more in-depth NPC compatibility, or NPC co-op. basically, where you had like you had the three NPCs, like non-playable characters, who you could have more team building, where you could tell them focus on this target, go over here, do this, do that. It's like it was more
companion based.
yeah, and it was amazing. And they with Halo 5, they showed that and displayed that beautifully. So Halo 5 trailer, like, and then finally we have Halo Infinite, going back to the start of it all.
Oh, there's another trailer I want to talk about once you're done with this, though. I just thought of it, but go ahead.
Yeah, oh, was that for Halo Infinite as well, or?
No, it's another game.
Okay, go on.
Well, no, go ahead, talk about it.
No, I think I'm done about it, because, I mean, well, with Halo Infinite, they released two trailers, one of just, like, going back, you're back on the Halo rings. And then, two, a second trailer was just, kind of like a mini story of this guy finds Master Chief. And I can't wait. So yeah, now I'm done.
One trailer that got dropped during the Pro League for Rainbow Six was Quarantine. Now
was that like a zombie-based type thing?
It is a zombie-based Rainbow Six tactical shooter. So it's basically, if you guys ever played Outbreak, which was the game mode in Rainbow Six, it'll be based off of something close to that, is what I'm assuming. But you will have all the Rainbow Six Siege characters coming back. So in the trailer, there's Vigil, Ella, and I think Lion. So, like, with that coming out, it is no longer going to be a versus shooter. It's going to be a cooperative shooter, is what they said.
So, like, survival based?
Yeah, it'll be a survival-based, first-person tactical shooter. It goes back to what Rainbow Six really was originally, which was a tactical shooter, and then if you get damaged, you're pretty much dead. So it's taking back from the games prior to Siege. Well, Siege, I think they're still going to be working on Siege because their goal in Siege is to make 100 operators, which is a huge feat because they're only at 50 right now. So with Quarantine, the announcement trailer on that, I think everyone should go watch it if you're interested in Rainbow Six. If you haven't watched it already, I think it's a good watch. It's really quick. It's only a few minutes long. I want to see the game in its entirety come out soon because the moment that game gets dropped, I'm getting it. I'm playing it. I will play it through 100% on my own. I don't give a fuck who plays it with me. But I am excited for that. But if we don't have anything else to talk about, I think that's really all that we need to talk about.
Yeah, so again, if you guys have any trailers you want to hear us talk about or anything like you wish we talked about, put that down in the comments. Don't forget to smash that like button. Don't you fucking dare, Josh.
Smash that like button!
God damn it.
So,
and subscribe and pass the word around that, Gamer Chat is, we just like to talk about like gaming things that we find interesting,
So, with that being said, also don't forget to share it, don't forget to like us, and obviously let us know if you want us to revisit some topics, because we will go back in time. We will go back in time. We're gonna go back and review some of our old topics if you want us to, and we can revamp them and talk about more things that have happened in that time. Obviously, the stuff that's coming out right now, we're still kind of fresh, so I would say wait a little bit.
Do pay attention. We'll on our Instagram page, Facebook, Twitter. We'll be releasing like our schedule for our Let's Play drops, because we're gonna be doing a few Let's Plays. Definitely Jedi Fallen Order.
Those are going to be coming out more sporadically than this will. This is more scheduled. The Let's Play stuff is going to have to come out sporadically.
Yeah, so we'll get a schedule figured out and drop that, and then go from there.
So I think that's all we need to cover today.
Yeah.
So I'm Josh.
I'm Tim.
And this was Gamer Chat.
Have a good day.